try to go ahead and get to the double bars like the story before it's going to be over is not very long. I mean, it's pretty long. They're all kind of long, so sorry. We'll just do what we can. No. Hello, Northwest Georgia, and welcome to your weather on North Georgia Television. Sprinkles started early yesterday evening, and we had plenty of good rain overnight. Expect more rain this morning with some sunshine this afternoon. Highs in the low to mid-70s across the region, and winds light and variable. Partly cloudy tonight, increasing to full coverage later, lows in the mid-50s, and around the region today. Starting off in Calhoun, at 57 this morning. Midday, expect 63 and 73 for your high this afternoon. And Chatsworth this morning at 56, 63 for your noon hour, and 72 will be the high. For Chickamauga, 57 this morning, expect 64 at noon, and 72 will be your high. And Cohutta, 56 this morning, 63 midday, and then 71 for your high this afternoon. In Dalton, 56 to start out the day, 64 at the noon hour, and then 72 for your high. In Fairmount, started out at 56, 64 at midday, and 72 to top out the day. Fort Oglethorpe, you started at 57, 64 expected at midday, and then 72 for your high as well. In Lafayette, 57 this morning, 64 midday, and another 72. And Ringgold, 57 early, 64 midday, and 72 for the high. In our 7-day forecast, considerable clouds early tomorrow, clouds decrease later in the day, highs in the upper 70s, winds light and variable, lows overnight in the low 60s with stray showers and thunderstorms possible. Then Sunday, clouds early with scattered thunderstorms developing later in the day, a stray thunderstorm is possible, highs in the low 80s and winds south at 10 to 15, more thunderstorms after midnight and lows near 60, winds south at 5 to 10. Thunderstorms likely Monday, highs in the mid-70s, more of the same after midnight, and lows in the mid-50s, winds at 5 to 10. Tuesday, showers and thunderstorms likely again, especially in the AM, highs near 75 and overnight lows in the low 50s. Sunshine Wednesday, highs in the mid to upper 70s, winds light and variable. Cloudy Wednesday night and temps in the mid to upper 50s. Thursday, mostly cloudy, a slight chance of showers, highs in the 70s, lows overnight in the mid-50s. And next Friday, some rain early and then sunshine, highs near 70 and lows in the 40s. That's your weather. We at North Georgia Television hope you have a blessed and beautiful day. And here are our area obituaries. Albert Roy Chisenhall, age 83. Albert Chisenhall of Chattanooga passed away Monday, April 1st. Funeral services will be held at 1 p.m. Friday, April 5th, in the Wilson & Sons Fort Oglethorpe Chapel with Brother David King officiating. Burial will follow in the Lakewood East Memory Gardens, and family will receive friends prior to the service. Friday at the funeral home. Joseph Haley Barr, age 56, and Mitzi Renee Barr, age 54. Chip and Mitzi Barr passed away March 29th in Woodlawn, Tennessee. A joint graveside service will be held Friday, April 5th at 2 p.m. at the historic Spring Hill Cemetery in Nashville. Visitation will be held on Friday from 1 p.m. until 1:45 p.m. at the Spring Hill Funeral Home. Marcia Aragon, age 63. Marcia Aragon of Dalton passed away Wednesday, March 27th. A memorial service to celebrate the life of Marcia Aragon will be held at 3 p.m. Saturday, April 6th, at the Chapel of Dalton Funeral Home. Melanie Ann Garish Vaughn, age 55. Melanie Vaughn of Calhoun died Tuesday, April 2nd. Funeral services to honor her life will be Saturday, April 6th at 11 a.m. from Meadowdale Baptist Church, with Reverend Jeremy Kermey officiating. Interment will follow in Haven of Rest Memorial Park. The family will receive friends at Meadowdale Church on Friday, April 5th from 5 till 8 p.m. and Saturday, April 6th from 10 a.m. until the service hour. Mr. Gerald Tagalong Teasley, age 61. Gerald Teasley of Chatsworth passed away April 2nd at his residence surrounded by his family. Funeral service for Mr. Teasley is Saturday, 11 a.m. in the chapel of Sean Chapman Funeral Home with Reverend Jerry Davis and Tommy Bowen officiating. The family will receive friends Friday from 5 till 9 at the funeral home. Interment will be in Mount Carmel Cemetery. Linda Moore, age 73. Linda Moore of Ringgold passed away Tuesday, April 2nd at Hospice of Chattanooga. The funeral service to honor the life of Mrs. Moore will be held Friday, April 5th at 2 p.m. the Rocky Face Chapel of Julian Peoples Funeral Home with Reverend Jeff Leonard officiating. Burial will be in Whitfield Memorial Gardens. The family will receive friends at the Rocky Face Chapel of Julian Peoples Funeral Home Friday, April 5th from 11 until 2 p.m. Kelly Eugene Norton, age 80. Kelly Norton, formerly of Dalton, passed away April 2nd in Lakeland, Florida. Memorial services are scheduled for Friday, April 5th at First United Methodist Church in Lakeland, Florida at 1 p.m. with visitation at noon. Burial will be in Oak Hill Cemetery. Gentry Morrison is in charge of arrangements. Mr. Ronald David Cronin, age 64. Ronald Cronin of Cohutta departed this life Monday, April 1st at the local hospital. Services to celebrate the life of Mr. Ronald Cronin will be held Friday, April 5th at 11 a.m. from Ponders Melrose Chapel with Reverend Blake Fowler officiating. Mr. Cronin will be laid to rest at the Boyd Cemetery in Cohutta. Mrs. Julia Brown Lewis, age 77. Julia Lewis of Chatsworth passed away Wednesday, April 3rd at Hamilton Medical. Julia earned a master's degree from the University of Georgia and graduated from Rhema Bible College in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. She was a Bible teacher and minister for 25 years and was well loved by many. A memorial service will be held at a later date. David Lanier Rice, age 81. David Lanier of Dalton passed away April 1st. A memorial service will be held 2 p.m. Saturday at Grace Presbyterian Church with Pastor David Eads officiating. The family will receive friends at the church following the memorial. In lieu of flowers, contributions may be made to Grace Presbyterian's Building Fund, Covenant College, the Dalton Wilberforce Scholarship Fund, or the Salvation Army.
welcome to North Georgia Television News. We are your news covering Catoosa, Gordon, Murray, Walker, and Whitfield counties. I'm Connie Hall Scott.
And I'm Alexis Scott. And in the news today, passing proactive revenue and finance measures sent to Governor Kemp. An update from TDOT on repairs to the I-24 bridge beam that collapsed earlier this week. Ringgold's proposed pool renovates over budget. Catoosa County Library goes digital to increase accessibility. And SeaWorld becomes a sensory-friendly destination as a certified autism center.
Also coming up, Walker County teacher and Fordo councilwoman helps lead World TESOL conference. Statistics from AAA on distracted driving and upcoming events.
The 2019 legislative session came to an end and the Georgia Municipal Association achieved a number of legislative victories this year and would like to thank city officials for their engagement in the legislative process. Your calls, emails, and texts to your House and Senate members make a difference when GMA staff is at the Capitol advocating on your behalf. A number of revenue and finance bills passed the House and Senate during the session and have been sent to Governor Kemp. GMA encourages city officials to contact Governor Kemp and asks that he sign these important bills into law.
HB 379, SPLOST reporting data flexibility, would change the publication date for local governments reporting SPLOST activity in the local newspaper to 180 days after the end of a fiscal year. HB 456, raising the expenditure cap for AUPs, would allow more cities to utilize agreed upon procedures instead of an annual audit. Currently, local governments that are either under 1,500 in population or have $300,000 or less in annual expenditures can use an AUP. This bill would raise the expenditure cap from $300,000 to $550,000. It is estimated that HB 456 will give 125 cities additional flexibility in regards to their annual audit. And SB 157 would allow local governments to use banking services that ensure that 100% of their deposits and FDIC insured.
TDOT contract crews began emergency repairs on the bridge on I-75 South over I-24 West in Chattanooga on Tuesday evening. The I-75 South bridge is currently reduced to one lane because of the failure and collapse of the outer bridge beam. The emergency repairs will restore the bridge to 2 lanes. The 2 lanes will cease work daily during morning hours from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. The work will continue every day between 10 a.m. through 6 p.m. until the work is completed. During work on the I-75 South Bridge, the ramp to I-24 West beneath the bridge will be reduced to 1 lane for the safety of the traveling public. This work is expected to take approximately 2 weeks to complete and is weather dependent. Drivers who must travel through this area are urged to be patient and cautious and to watch for workers and equipment.
Well, the city of Ringgold must adjust planned renovations of its public pool after receiving higher than budgeted quotes. In September, the city council approved moving forward with the project of replumbing and resurfacing of the 1964 model pool with an ex-boy finish. The plan was to have the work completed by the end of April, so the city would have roughly a month before the pool opens Memorial Day weekend to evaluate the work and any additional needs. Then on March 11th, City Manager Dan Wright revealed that quotes for the planned work came in about $42,000 higher than the budgeted $100,000. The contractor was also concerned about the time frame. During the meeting, Wright recommended the board reassess the work and devise a prioritized plan. Wright said they will look at other capital improvement projects that have been earmarked for the pool and then come back with those items.
In addition, rescinding the pool bid, the city likewise had to rescind bids related to a new straw blower machine due to the low bidder making a technical error. Although the bids were rejected, the city was still able to approve a direct quote due to the cost involved after learning what companies were going to charge for one. The city attorney concurred that, or the city attorney, not eternity, we love that though, concurred that would be the proper way to do it. Wright said once it was put out to be a sealed bid, they understood that it was under the $10,000 threshold, so we're able to accept written bids. Ultimately, the council approved the purchase of the new straw blower from Bobcat of Chattanooga in the amount of $7,417.
Interesting. The Catoosa County Library has reached a new annual agreement for digital services to keep up media access for local cardholders. During the March 19 Board of Commissioners meeting, Library Director Richard Groves recommended approval of the new deal to the board and explained the number of benefits and services the deal would include. Groves said he was there looking for approval of the Hoopla service agreement. Hoopla is a digital library of ebooks, audiobooks, movies, music, and it's available to anyone with a Catoosa County library card 24/7, no matter when the library is open, which is great because everybody can't be at the library when the library is open. Groves said having so many services available to residents only enhances the library's popularity. This would expand the library's reach to everyone in the community. Everyone with a smartphone, anybody with internet access would effectively have increased access to library services. Groves explained that the agreement includes a $12,000 deposit because it is an on-demand program. As soon as a patron downloads an item, the vendor then owes the publisher for that license. Limits can be put in place for the number of downloads someone can do every month. In other words, we won't rack it. It can be limited to whatever is decided. Groves added that state grant funds, budgeted SPLOST dollars, would contribute to the funding. Commissioners unanimously approved the agreement. That sounds really cool to me. Well, please sit tight. We will be right back.
With VidLink, we're taking TV, streaming, and video to the next level with one simple app.
Having all the channels in HD is a huge plus. The quality of the picture on each channel is untouched by anything on the market right now. I would highly recommend VidLink to all my friends.
One thing I love about VidLink is the restart feature. If I turn on the TV and it's 10 minutes into a show, I just hit that restart button and I get to watch the whole thing.
Contact us today to learn how you can get linked.
While the word cancer can strike fear at the deepest level of our souls, in the case of skin cancer, the prognosis is very good. Basal cell and squamous cell carcinomas are the most common and are not normally included in cancer statistics.
Our office specializes in the diagnosis and treatment of skin cancer.
If you're concerned about a mole or freckle that may be changing, give us a call. Most treatments can be performed in our office in about 15 minutes with very little discomfort.
I am Ron McKinney, pastor of Kinsey Drive Baptist Church in Dalton, Georgia. KDBC has been the birthplace of several Christian organizations. It was the birthplace of Christian Heritage School 30 years ago, and through the Academy of Fine Arts, Labrie Symphonic Orchestra was founded by KDBC members Gene and Betty Lindauer. The ministry of KDBC reaches around the world with the missions of To Every Tribe Ministry, and I was a founding member of North Georgia Fellowship of Christian Athletes in 1992. Majesty is the longest running television program on North Georgia television. For 28 years, we have faithfully proclaimed the doctrines of grace. Kinsey Drive Baptist Church welcomes you to visit at 2626 Kinsey Drive on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Our website is kinseydrivebaptistchurch.com. To God be all the glory.
Precision Chemical and Paper Supply is locally owned and operated by Damon Duckett, serving our community for 40-plus years. We can supply all your away-from-home needs. Business-to-business products include janitorial, food and beverage, facilities and ground, office products, and packaging. Located at 101 Bryant Avenue in Dalton. Give Precision Chemical and Paper Supply a call today at 706-226-8795 or visit them on their website at precisionchemicalandpaper.com.
Welcome back to your local news. I'm Connie Hall Scott.
And I'm Alexis Scott.
Filling in for Adam and Aaron today.
And on April 2nd, on World Autism Awareness Day, SeaWorld Orlando announced that it has been designated as a certified autism center by the International Board of Credentialing and Continuing Education Standards. Mark Pauls, SeaWorld Orlando Park President, said that they are incredibly proud to be the first family of Orlando theme parks to achieve these certifications, and they want to create lasting memories for all of our guests. As families start planning their summer travel, the resources and tools that their parks now offer can provide peace of mind for families with members that have autism and other special needs. Their parks and staff are now equipped to offer families inclusive activities, helping to ensure meaningful experiences for everyone.
The IBCCES worked with SeaWorld on the completion of a statewide autism sensitivity and awareness training, as well as an on-site review of the park, property, and guest experience, officially designating SeaWorld Orlando as a certified autism center. As certified autism centers, the parks are required to provide ongoing training to ensure that team members have the requisite knowledge, skills, temperament, and expertise to interact with all families and children with special needs, specifically on the autism spectrum. In addition, robust pre-visit planning resources have been added to SeaWorld Orlando's website, including a park-specific sensory guide developed by IBCCES. This sensory guide makes it easier for parents to plan activities that satisfy their children's specific needs and accommodations by providing insight on how a child with sensory processing issues may be affected by each sense for each attraction, including highlighting areas that are more soothing. Myron Pincombe, IBCCES board chairman, said, with 1 in 59 children diagnosed with autism on the autism spectrum, it is nice to see SeaWorld's long-term commitment to providing services that encourage inclusivity in the parks. This should be the industry standard, and we're working with leaders in the field to make that happen. This is opening doors for all individuals to engage in the different activities the parks have to offer. And he commended SeaWorld's commitment and contributions to education and animal care and their enthusiasm for sharing those experiences with all guests.
And thousands of teachers around the world help children learn English as a second or sometimes third or fourth language. Every year, many of those teachers gather at the annual TESOL conference. TESOL is Teachers of English to Speak of Other Languages. This year, teacher and Fort Oglethorpe City Council member Paula Stinnett, who teaches English as another language in Walker County schools, not only attended the TESOL conference, held in Atlanta March 12th through 15th, she helped organize a part of it. The annual conference attracts nearly 7,000 attendees and offers 1,000 learning sessions to choose from. Stinnett applied to be a team leader for TESOL a couple of years ago and was surprised when she was notified that her application had been selected out of hundreds submitted.
In March of 2018, TESOL sent Stinnett to Chicago to train under Jack Hardy, who holds a PhD in applied linguistics and was one of the organizers for the 2019 TESOL conference. Stinnett says there are more than 80 students in the Walker County school system who are served by the system's English to Speakers of Other Languages program. Many more students are multilingual and bring a rich cultural background to the area. Through their eyes, classmates are able to learn firsthand about other countries they may or may not have the opportunity to visit. The biggest challenge, teacher ESOL says Stinnett, is overcoming bias that pops up from time to time. She said, all God's children, great and small, He who made them loves them all, is often her response to adults who have unkind things to say. And kindness is so easy, everyone should try it. I agree with that, don't you, Lexi?
Yeah, you know, she used to drop us off at school every day and say, make good choices. It's an everyday thing.
Yeah, I'm mommy.
Yeah.
And that was my parting words, make good choices every day.
And here are a look at a few events coming up around the region. This weekend, Sapphire Leadership Group will host a 2-event Blessing Womanhood Conference. Sapphire Leadership Group seeks to know and helps others to know who they are so we can all partner with our God in unpacking our treasures in order to serve Him in the places He designed us to. Friday night's event will be held from 6:30 through 9 p.m. and the CD album Blessing Womanhood Part 1 will be dedicated and released from 9 a.m. through 5 p.m. on Saturday, April 6th. Arthur Burke will spend the day blessing womanhood in a live event, recording a second album during an intensely healing and transformational day. Register for both events at theslg.org.
Wonderful. Also at the Wink next week, Parker Productions presents An Evening with John Snyder in concert at the Historic Wink Theater in Dalton on Saturday, April 13th at 7 p.m. with special guest Cody McCarver. VIP tickets for the show are available and include access to the meet and greet, photo and autograph opportunities, and a brief pre-concert performance from Snyder. VIP ticket holders need to be at the door at 5:30 p.m. Snyder is a modern American celebrity whose career as an actor, singer, musician, songwriter, producer, director, and screenwriter, spans over 4 decades. In his press conference, he said, "I couldn't be more excited to be performing in and meeting the great people of Dalton, Georgia. This year is the 40th anniversary of the Dukes of Hazzard, and due to the fact that they filmed a large portion of the show in Conyers, Georgia, he said it will feel a little like coming home. The event will be an exciting night of music and stories, and he will be accompanied by a great friend and fellow artist, Cody McCarver."
And at the Harris Arts Center, we'll host the Calhoun Community Chorus for its performance of Rockin' the Memories on Friday and Saturday at 7 o'clock p.m. both nights. The show will feature hits from the 1960s and 1970s, which I'm sure you'll like that.
Hey, I wasn't around in the 60s.
70s though, right?
Yeah.
The Sons of Confederate Veterans will be hosting a park day event starting at 9 o'clock a.m. on Saturday at the Resaca Confederate Cemetery. A local historian will also be on land to speak on the significance of the park. A hot dog lunch will be provided for participants. For more information, contact John Biddy at johnbiddy@bellsouth.net. And new Willow Creek Bluegrass will be heading up a benefit on Saturday starting at 5 o'clock p.m. at the Oostanaula School Community Club. A home-cooked meal will be served at 5 o'clock p.m. Music starts at 5 p.m., followed by cakewalks, auction, door prizes, and raffle.
And around downtown Dalton this weekend, this is my personal favorite. Tonight, Friday, from 7 p.m. to 8:30, Dalton Ghost Tours in downtown Dalton. $15 for adults, $10 for children. Start point, wooden deck across from the Wink Theater on West Crawford Street in historic downtown Dalton. The Blunt House, completed in 1848, is the second oldest house as well as the first 2-story wooden house built in Dalton. It is open for tours Fridays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Contact the Whitfield Murray Historical Society to make arrangements for tours at other times.
And Saturday from 10 o'clock a.m. through 1 o'clock p.m. at Dalton Whitfield County Public Library hosts FOL Book Sale. And Friday from 4 o'clock p.m. through 10 o'clock p.m. Saturday, and 10 o'clock a.m. through 10 o'clock p.m. and Sunday from 1 p.m. through 10 p.m. Experience the exciting challenges of Escape Dalton. Tickets and information available at escapedalton.com. For live music and other entertainment happening in Dalton, you can go to daltonevents.com or visit the Dalton Events Facebook page.
The Chickamauga Board of Education will meet at 4:30 p.m. on Monday, April 8th in the boardroom of the central office at 402 Cove Road. The time change is to allow the annual training required by the state for all Georgia boards of education. Northwest Georgia Council of the Blind will meet Tuesday, April 9th at 1 p.m. at the Lafayette Walker County Library. Wilson Road Neighborhood Group will hold its spring meeting Tuesday, April 9th at 6 p.m. at Mission Glen Baptist Church.
And Ooltewah's annual Primitive Tools and Weapons Day will be Saturday, April 13th from 10 o'clock a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. at Ooltewah Indian Mound State Historic Site in Cartersville. The cost is anywhere from $2 through $6. You can watch the recreation of ancient Native American tools and weapons. Demonstrators will explain how to make, use, and care for things that were very important for survival thousands of years ago. More information, 770-387-3747.
And the Lookout Mountain Court appointed special advocates will host What in the World is CASA? Monday, April 15th from 5:30 to 6:30. Come learn how Lookout Mountain CASA volunteers advocate for abused and neglected children in your community, how you can become a certified CASA with our free training, and how you can be sworn into the Lookout Mountain Judicial Circuit Court as a court-appointed special advocate. Lookout Mountain CASA has great needs for this vital role to children in our community. April 27th, Cohutta celebrates their 50th anniversary celebration, kicking off with a parade at 11. It will be a full day of festivities complete with grilled chicken dinner. What more can somebody ask for? Festivities and grilled chicken.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Sounds pretty good to me too. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I am once again Connie Hall Scott.
And I'm Alexis Scott.
And we look forward to seeing you next time. Make good choice.